Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me get back on these things over here. I'm into something right now, but we're gonna talk about current events. Yeah, this time is getting fast, and a lot of stuff being pulled. I've heard Fox ain't gonna be on YouTube TV no more. That's what I heard. Yeah. Let's go here for a minute. Boy's on fire. I don't like killing shit, but I have to get set up for a minute. Just y'all bear with me because I'm trying to, get set up on this damn thing because I'm multitasking. But I don't like this is not fucking entertainment. We're gonna talk about shit over here, and it's not entertainment. I'm gonna set it a certain way. You're gonna try to juke me. See what they doing. Yeah, fucking noties are going off. I hear you. I'm not dealing with it. These bastards get on my nerves, boy. I tell you, Outriders is the shit. I still love this game, and it never crashes on me a lot on this. I got the smaller version of the digital Xbox, so bear with me. It's a game. It's like an arena shooter. I'm still fucking playing it, but I got a lot of characters on here, so bear with me with that. I gotta see. I gotta get my setup right. Get my setup right. Get my setups right. Okay, select. Yeah, because once you get set up, you get set up right. Because I'm gonna be in the studio. I'm gonna see what's up. Yeah. Follow the alter content. Tell more about blah blah blah. I don't care about all that. Y'all be on bullshit. Ain't no paid promotion. See, they make it hard for people to upload and all that. I don't upload like I used to. I just strictly live stream at this point because uploading can be a bitch on here. Because one thing about upload, see, I've been on YouTube for decades. This is technically my second channel. If people ask, they say, "Sir, how long you been on here?" I've been way longer than anybody. I've been on this platform for so many years. Lost the channel, made this channel as a backup, but it's been around for so many years. And I could tell you so much bullshit I done heard online. We're gonna address this old boy over here. He called himself the Hokage highlights later in the midway to the stream. Talk about if y'all interested in video games and culture. We're not just gonna talk about games. We talk about genres that people play. And he used the term casuals. We're gonna talk about casuals in general, in sports and everything, and entertainment. And then I'm gonna talk about Rampage's son, the MMA fighter. I know he's a piece of shit as a father. I don't care what nobody say. And he's got two boys going to college, and they Japanese that still, but you don't care about your two black boys that want to fight. See, that's the dumb shit that I'm talking about. Not a fan of him as a father. I don't care what nobody say. Fuck him. He get what he get, and his son deserved what he get, and he actually murdered a professional wrestler, or amateur or professional wrestler, something like. He ain't amateur wrestler, but professional wrestler in a week circuit. It's not WWE. It's a week circuit of a wrestling event, and he mounted. Y'all can go see the video from Alvin Preach. You can go see video of Wall's production. You also can see it anywhere it's floating around. But was he justified? Technically, no, he's not justified. I don't agree with that. And he tried to say, his father teasing him, calling him a bitch. We're gonna talk that about manhood and parenting. That doesn't turn out well. It may looks cool based off the 20th century teaching that how we grew up. In the 21st century, that's frowned upon. You can't do that because that's bad parent. You're not teaching him how to be a man. See, it's different levels of masculinity. I try to tell people that all the time. And these niggas in these weird ass spaces, these so-called red pill spaces, I call them blue pill bitch ass niggas. They don't know what masculinity is. Masculinity is more than just strength. It's mental toughness. You direct the right leadership. It's a combination of a lot of shit. Yeah, I may not have kids, but I know what that is. I'm still a man in a degree, and I ain't wasting no time having kids in this bad economy, this bad culture. It's dying. everywhere. It's hard to have kids now. Most people ain't have kids now. I understand why people vote for that food in the White House, but they're a bunch of casuals. And we're gonna talk about that too. Explain what he's talking about. He referenced politics. I want to address certain things he said. It's more than just that, but he has to understand the world's not going that way. It's over. You got to adjust to this modern technology shit in the 21st century. This ain't the 20th century, man. You got to adjust every time when you get older. See, the old people had it easy back then because they understand what the world is going through. They understand that there were circumstances in their way. See, people need to stop living this 20th century bullshit mindset. We don't live that no more. That shit's dead. Hell, 4 years ago, niggas was talking about that shit. That shit is dead. That was cool when we was coming up, but when you get older, man, that shit don't mean nothing. What are you doing to progress? You're not progressing forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, but shouts out to the ones that support me. Salute to y'all that, watching or whatever. No matter, leave a like or whatever. I ain't gonna say leave a like, do what you gotta do. But I'm just saying, current events, we're talking about, there's a lot of changes coming from YouTube TV. They're trying to pull Fox, they're trying to pull that Super Bowl away because it's on Fox. Now, I wonder if they're gonna move it to CBS. Could be a play, right? It could be a play on Michael Jordan's coming back on NBC Sports. Think about it. Not just a broadcast, but a guest. But think about it. Because that's what, if Jordan comes back on NBC and be the guy, and then Fox is too busy worrying about trying to compete with that. To me, it's more like who they're affiliated with. And I think Google and YouTube realize we can't have y'all on our platform. So it's gonna hurt them in a minute. But I'm not saying it's gonna hurt Google. Google's a $1 billion company. They don't care. They're like Microsoft. They're not gonna worry about a bunch of weak motherfuckers from Fox. I don't blame them. I don't care for Fox. I don't give two shits about them. And Google, to me, is not playing hardball. They can do what the fuck they want. This is their baby. They ain't selling YouTube or anything because they know this is a big investment. If something happens to Google, if they ever get owned by somebody different, they change hands every time. FTC is watching everything. So Fox trying to bring them boys involved, about that money dispute. And I thought that was interesting, but I think they'll keep Fox. I think they'll hash it out. Be like, it ain't nothing. If Fox willing to play ball, you heard it here first. They're controlled by the same people. So I don't think that's an issue. And when I saw that article, I said, nah, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Because motherfuckers think it's a game out here, but it ain't. I live stream every other Wednesday on Daily Hump Dump. Might change it up next year and then try something different instead of Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna say Thursdays, but you know what I'm saying? But I'll try to make adjustments. Because I usually do Thursdays and Wednesdays. That's when I'm available live stream. I don't mind live stream Wednesday. Change up the time a little bit. Might have to do that. I'm not gonna change Daily Hump Dump. It's every 2:00 and all that Eastern time, or wherever you're watching or whatever. But for this year, but next year, I'll change the format again to Wednesday day, and it was gonna be I might end the series next year because then have something different. Call it something profound, because we're living at a time that something's gonna happen, old boy. And he said, I can do what I want, but you're badly sick. See, him and Biden, he going to be 80 next year. He ain't going to last long. He ain't going to make it. It's over. Because Biden was the oldest president in there, and he was 80-something. And they said he had, they hid this. I won't say allegedly. They try to say allegedly he had cancer. That's why I heard that. I won't say alleged on that. I don't know if that's true or not. But some people say that. I've heard rumors about that. But you heard it here first. Something happens to the old boy. Don't be surprised if they try to remove him. That's what they're going to do. See, they already know he's older. They can take advantage of him already. And so you already know the war's already started and people's divided. And I just listened to Albert preach about Japan's not having children. Well, that's been discussed 4 years ago with old boys and Cerulli, and we talked about it. And then old boy was over in Japan. He was saying that they're kind of strict. And I've never been. I would love to visit Japan on the low. If I really want to visit a place, I want to visit the northern part of Japan first and learn a lot. But Japan is like right now living there, I wouldn't live there based off their economy, and the child rate is just crazy. Now I know everywhere else is probably not as bad, but I'm saying that child rate, not birthing, what's going on over here and over there, I wouldn't want their life. Now patriarchy is nice, but I wouldn't want their life. They got their own problems. Look at the rate they're going. Japan's got problems. Is it a bad country? No, I think it's a decent country. I think it's a decent country. But I won't take nobody's culture. I just not a fan of that. I'll visit, hey, what's up? Chill, whatever. But Japan is not where it's at, bro. Everybody leaving that shit. I don't blame them. Now I know people love Japan do over there to work. They work you to death over there. The Asian countries, they don't play that stuff. They want you to savor the technologies that you need. Let me tell you something about technology. Technology is a beautiful thing in some aspects, but it could be a detriment to people. See, the old way technology is a little different. See, the electricity and the computers, that's modern. Back in the day is a little different. I respect their cultures, how we build stuff. We did everything in our hands and it worked. But now you look fast forward to the 21st century, it's been a nightmare for most people. A lot of stuff hurts and it just takes you out of whim, right? But when I look at today's environment, especially online and social networking, what they call, you're going to call social media, ain't no media about it because the media is like teleprompters and bullshit and microphones now because everybody's got their own little media. I ain't no media. Hell, I'm just a guy reporting current events and speaking my mind, giving my viewpoints on how pathetic the world is. And yes, it has a utilitarian stank on it. But that's why you got people in relationships ain't talking about a goddamn thing. That's why they ain't shit now. That's just not realistic. But I understand why people love talking about it. But it's for marketing ploy. You got a lot of people be lying, all that. I take everything in a grain of salt, especially on this site. X that Elon owns, formerly known as Twitter. It's not Twitter no more. I call it X. And especially Instagram. I take everything in grain of salt. Most people are full of shit online. That's just a fact. And everybody wants to have different internets. Well, they're already coming with two. You already know who's in the White House. He dictated all this. Before that, he had no chance of winning. But Elon bought the election. There's a split between them. He gave him the election. A lot of people try to say Elon didn't give him. Yes, he did. He told everybody not to vote, right? It was already rigged with two parties. Don't matter. But the biggest party that lies a lot is the Republicans. They don't give a fuck about you. They was going to steal this election. They had to win. I'll tell you a secret. If you look at the patterns of the parties, who's going to win, it's ran by Masons, bro. Like I told y'all this years ago. It's ran by the top. They don't give a fuck about you. It's always a control shit. Corporations don't run the planet. They're controlled by somebody else. They're just pawns to somebody with the invisible hand and do damage. That's why Trump was able to do the shit that he normally do is to destroy anybody. Think about it. He's one of them. He's just a second in command. He ain't shit. He's out of there. And the Epstein files is destroying him right now. It's over for him. I don't see him making it past them couple of years. He's out of there. Because if something happens to him in those years, it's over. Vance is out of there too, because they're tired of him too. Because it'll be a civil war or a split in this country if we see. And you heard it here first. It's not gonna happen next year or the year after. After this shit collapse, you're gonna see turmoil around the world. It's all over the world right now. See, Africa looks nice right now visiting, but every other place is not. Europe is dying. Everything's dying, and you're in a world of not just division, but divide amongst people. It is what it is. So you got to look at things like that. So yeah, what's going on, ABTV? What's going on, man? Salute. But you looking at the world how it's manifesting. Yeah, and I just saw Walls reacting to a woman in New York over a pizza shit. It's some crazy shit. I think it went viral on camera, and I think they were Latino people. I think they were Puerto Rican or something like that. She had a baby in her hand on the door. I forget the female, and she eventually got arrested. She was on camera and everything. Ignorant as hell, dumb. They got cameras everywhere. You can't do shit like you used to back in the day. It ain't like what it was. But it is what it is, man. Like It's crazy. But I'm gonna address the casual comment about guys that's casual like this. Um, his his name is Black Hokage Highlights, right? His name is Hokage Highlights. Go find his channel. It's the anime. These niggas with the anime characters. These I call them casual video gamers, right? Video game people. That's their hobby, right? I am a purist. I play a lot of role playing games on my downtime, and sometimes I play. I used to play sports games when I was a young person, a lot smaller when I was smaller, but I stopped somewhere while I was pursuing basketball when I was like it was off and on, and I stopped pursuing that shit probably I'll say my early 20s. It was off and on, and I ain't got back to it when I was in the workplace and I played the last parts of the 2K was 2K 17, 18. I stopped. I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, I used to play 2K years ago. I was invested. So played a lot of stealth games too on PlayStation. I've been an Xbox person since 2019 when I was older. That's my new hobbies now. I like shooters and role playing games now. And I still like board games too, the classic board. I'm still old school a little bit and a combination of moderate. And I'm more moderate now. But now I look at it, it's just crazy. Oh, I ain't heard about that. I had to look him up. That's crazy. But yeah, man, it's like he said something about casuals. Well, sir, you're a casual too, sir. Um, I don't know if you noticed, and I think he's 2 years younger than I am. He said he was born what 1990. Well, see, I'm 2 years older than he is, dude. Back in the 90s, if you go into my early 90s, when video game was at its peak, the highest peak was really early to mid 90s. A lot of great games came out at that time. I don't think he remembers. Like I played Sega over a friend's house. I didn't remember on my first PlayStation until I was like what 9 years old. I saw my cousin that was 2 years older than me. He had it. It was the gray kind, right? Still have some of the old games. I had a lot of collection of that. I gave some away or threw most of it away, but that's a long story. I had a long PS1 collection. I still have a few left, but I have a big PS2 collection and I have a few Xbox modern collections now, and most of them are digital now, but most PS4 collections. I got a lot. I'm a Sony guy through and through. I stopped fucking with that shit in 2019. That was it. PS4 was the last console I bought. That was it. But the Xbox One X, I mean the One S, excuse me, I have that. And then I have the Series S. Got two of those. So that's it. I'm good on that. But what he was saying about casuals, well, sir, you're a casual that plays less games. I played a lot of games, a lot more than these people did combined. My history of games and achievements on both consoles, even the PC games I used to have, is through and through. I don't have to show and prove nothing. See, I hate these type of motherfuckers like this, especially casual like him. And that's why you see him in the NBA, NFL, all these sports, all these idiots that need these genres got too many pathetic casuals ruin every fucking thing. Everything we love to do, they ruin every fucking thing. That's why people voted for Trump, and I understand why. Because you got a lot of casuals that don't know shit about politics, don't study politics. Politics is not a game of numbers. It's a game of philosophy, a little bit of numbers, and control of the masses. That's what it's about. And politics is not a fucking religion. It is a cultural concept. That's all it is. And they use it to control people. Now, I'm gonna tell you what's religion. They're capitalism. But their philosophy, the whole goal is what? Utilitarianism. I always keep saying the number one problem in this Western civilization is the same philosophy we always say. Utilitarianism does not work. Egalitarian, all them other, they're under that umbrella, but that's not, no, we already got that. It's called utilitarianism. It doesn't work. It's just the difference is you got people controlling having that mindset. But if you remove those people control, they don't want that chaos. Even though utilitarianism is still bad, but it's the downfall of Western civilization. You saw it in Rome, you saw it in Britain, you saw it in Germany. Now you see it in the U.S. Fourth Reich, right? I'm not saying it's the Fourth Reich, but it's the Fourth Reich based off what you got in there. And the Fifth Reich, I already told you, is across Asia. And that boy is right there. See, if you look at movies and video games, what countries they talk about? You already know in Asia, it's really China and Korea, not Japan. Japan's nowhere near. It's them two right there. They got militaries, but China's not a threat. But North Korea is though, and they ain't scared. They don't give a fuck about Russia. Russia's food. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't talking about the fake Holy Land, but we ain't gonna get into that. That's irrelevant with them. They have no power, as no say. They cease to exist. But what's gonna happen is this country gonna cease to exist because of this divide. Yes, Louisiana's trying to bring slavery back. The castration stuff. If you're a CP person, you're not allowed down there. Just keep it warning. I saw something on Instagram. I said, "Oh, it's over. Louisiana's gonna have a depopulation. They're gonna be like Mississippi. Ain't nobody want to live there." And not because of that, but it's a combination of that. If they bring the castration law surgically and all that stuff, that stuff is wild, bro. And that lets me know that they're killing babies. I'm not defending this shit. They deserve what they get, but I give them the death penalty. But castration, that's what Louisiana say. You know, it's understandable, but that's a form of, you know, because when black men hear castration, he's thinking about slavery, right? Child slavery, right? But that's the whole point about that in the state of Louisiana. It's over for y'all. Like, y'all really love that slavery shit. And I see why people don't live there. Y'all screwed, man. Like, I'm laughing. These states are falling apart. It's over. I don't see no unity. It's going to be war zones. And like I tell you, this country's done. Once he won again, it's done anyway. It's going to be some bullets flying. And a lot of people try to say it ain't going to happen. It will happen because we're in the era of it's no point in return. And let me tell you something what the Democrats going to do in the future if they do win again. There's a possibility they will win again. If something happens to old boy in the office, they're going to try to cheat and win. I'll tell you a secret. Gavin Newsom ain't going to win, but they're going to get somebody far worse than him. And they're going to take Trump's blueprint and make it look cool and act like he the bad guy, which he already is because of the Epstein list. They all are. But his thing, that Epstein list is already going to get exposed some weird way. And I don't tell you what they're going to do with that list. They'll probably burn that shit and not do anything. And I'll tell you a secret. They're gonna keep this thing long as they can. They don't want to lose this empire. I'll tell you, they're gonna go out the way like England, small fractions and skirmishes. But we're seeing a downturn of the culture. You already see things what's messing up the money, the sports money with the deals, the TV deals, like you see in the NBA. It's hard to watch pro basketball now. Yeah, you go to the games, but it's still expensive. It's hard to watch it. People bootlegging. Same with the NFL. Now Fox is not on YouTube TV, and which Google has a right to do what they do. This is their little platform, and they're tired of Fox because they're affiliated with old boy in the White House, right? That's usually the way it is. But what's going to happen is you got to understand that the world is changing. It keeps changing all the time, and they try to say, what is it? The daylight savings time is a lot faster now. It's going to start early. That's not good either. It's wartime we in. A lot of things you just got to look at. What the hell is going on? It's changing. It's changing. But the thing is, you can't get mad when people get upset about a lot of things. I mean, like both sides, I understand, but the East, I don't call it the E list. The E list is going to destroy him at the end. I just don't see him making it past the future. So be careful. A lot of the blue states are going to sweep this nation again because people's mad about the money. And that's what's wrong with politics. It's too much money. And what old boy said, citizens united need to be removed or some shit like that. Like, I'm not going to get into that. Like, he said that on a platform. His name is Afro Think Tank. He was saying that. Well, it's more than just that. Hell, you need to start getting rid of certain lobbies, but it has to collapse by force. All that removing shit ain't going to solve it. Since he's a military guy, he told on himself, it's over for y'all. Y'all food. Y'all can't dominate nothing outside of this country. But you got to look at the big picture when he said about casuals. Most of you motherfuckers are casuals when you vote. It's in everything in life. Like the one thing Hokaki, if he wants to talk about politics and video games, he has to be careful. You got to mention utilitarianism. That's the number one driving factor that created the Western civilization. You got to remember, back in the day, and I talked this back in 4 years ago with Cerulean and them boys over there that I had on my panel 4 years ago. And I discussed about what utilitarianism is, right? It's similar to Epicureanism. I always go back to it and look how society is growing. Yeah, Trump is using that as a tool, but he's no good either. Was he a decent to certain people? Yeah, he's decent to certain people, but he ain't decent to us people like that. No, he's the same motherfucker. People still call him racist to this day since the 20th century, and that's Central Park 5 is fucking with him, and his E-list is fucking with him. That's his downfall. Outside of that, you can say he's a celebrity. I don't give a fuck about that. He's just another motherfucker just like them that got more money and don't care about nobody but himself. He don't care about, like, yeah, you can use the R word on him, but I don't tell you a secret. He's more of an elitist than the R word. All he cares about is money. He don't even care about his own people. I don't care what nobody says. He don't care about his own people. And Trump's known to use people. That's his thing. He's a corporate guy. He's a con man. His granddaddy wasn't shit. His daddy wasn't shit. His daddy was kind of decent than he was. He wasn't as bad as the son, but his granddaddy and him are the same. And you saw what happened to his dad, and they made him stay in New York. He was banished out of Germany. He was a nobleman, conning people off the West Coast first in the beginning. And that's it. And I got that from Information Man about that. He said something about that. And I said, okay. And I did my own research, and there was some truth to that, certain sources. So, yeah, but there's people that love him delusionally. They're casuals, and I understand. But if you study the history, old boy, he ain't shit. See, Epstein was his buddy. He wanted to lie. See, that's money. There's too much evidence on him, and everybody's talking about him. I heard Dreamers Pro talking about him. I heard Too Raw talking about him. LBDVC, they've been talking about old boy, and Ticket TV been talking about it. I've been listening to certain people talking about it. Even other people try to defend it. It looks stupid now. It's hard. Elon is on his head. What'd I tell you? That's why people don't like dude like that. Like I said, I was never a big guy fan of him. Anyway, I didn't like his first turn or second turn. I say fuck him over here. He gets no love over here. I tell you what he is. He is a guy that represents the billionaires. He's no different. His own people's turn on him. That's why he's a joke. And I already knew he was going to win again based off he wants to get his get back, but he don't even care about dominating the next. He's out of there, bro. He gonna fuck up a few things and he gonna dip. And he care about that money. That's all he care about. And I understand it. He the only president that care about the cash more than anybody. So when you look at these things like that, that's the society America's pushing. They've been pushing this for years. So you understand that the world is different now. So when you have children, and I won't get to Albert Preach's point about the child rate is affecting everybody. It's not just, he tries to say it's everybody. I disagree. Black people are having children left and right. And here's the thing. The people that's having children left and right are less, that make less money. They can make a $40,000, still have kids. A lot of kids. But here's the thing. They don't marry these females, and that's why they end up being hoes, right? Think about that. But the people that make the most money, like say if they're like a six-figure person up to, I'll say six-figure to almost close to $1 billion, right? They don't have kids. They have less kids now. See, back in the day, it used to be one or two. They're trusted. That's a lot. Well, actually, one or two is not a lot. But the child, someone in their comment section mentioned it's 400,000. That's because of inflation. You know who's in the house? It's probably lower than that. But if you have kids now, a lot of kids now, it's not good to have them. But it is good to have them if you're a stable family. But if it's good not to have them, well, if you're poor and broke, people have kids. That's what they were saying on the video. And I said to myself, that makes a ton of sense. Now, I understand it's supposed to make sense. If you're rich, you have a lot of kids. It's true. Unless you're a celebrity, that's it. These niggas in the rap game and all that, they have a lot of kids, but they dumb as hell don't realize y'all broke. Y'all ain't got that money like Trump. Yeah, he's got a lot of kids, but it ain't a lot. Like Ford, that's the old way. But we're talking about now, they're not having kids like that. People that's making and close to the millions and trying to get to $1 billion, they're not having a whole lot of kids. Think about it. When they're young, they're not. They get them pregnant, that's it, but they barely take care of them. Think about that. And that's what's wrong with this culture. It's utilitarian as hell all the way through and through. And how is it? Because they want happiness for the fools, so society raise them. Ain't the hell? Like I said, this is the first world days. No, we're not. We're almost third world if we ain't careful. We're far from first world. We lost that. We lost that. We lost that big time. Y'all act like this is the game, bro. Like we ain't playing around here. See, y'all gotta understand that what they're saying about birth rates and all that, that's affecting white folks and these other people and Asian people. And I'm glad they mentioned Japan. Like I said, black people have a birth rate problem. They don't. I just disagree. We don't. And we're always leading in the birth rate. And a lot of people try to say we're not. But we are. We got to stop lying on our people. And we're the number one causes of the birth rates going up on our end, but everybody else is going down. Y'all got to stop lying. Like black folks is having kids left and right. Now, Africa, that's a little different. They are, but not an alarming rate, but they have them. It depends on circumstances. And yes, money, politics involved in that. Yeah, it's true. But you got to understand that the world is different. What they're saying about Japan not having kids, a lot of opium, there's no kids. There's a reason for that. That they don't have that one child policy like China, but all Asian countries, they're expensive. Based off the technology is, and people are scared to have kids in this starry society we in, especially in the dating market. It's a combination of a lot of things why people don't have kids. It's especially if you want to make that money and they say don't have kids, that's a downfall. And I think your boy, the so-called the what you call it, so-called master teacher. He used to say this 4 years ago. Oh, if you smart to not to have kids, and he's a shit grandfather. Fuck out of here, bro. But he was slightly right. But he said this. This is during the pandemic time, right? And this is the time that I look at it like, man, this is insanity. But you know that you fast forward now, this is 2025 going on 2026. You see this stuff happening, but people just don't understand that the world is, it's not what it used to be, and it's plummeting. Yeah, people having less kids and not getting married, that's even better than the castration laws in Louisiana. That's a whole nother story. And it's more than just the CPers they going out there. And I understand why. That's a good move, but you're gonna hurt some people in some populations because they're trying to push that shit too. So that's a whole nother stuff. I'm not gonna mention on the stream on this platform. It's irrelevant. You can go on other platforms and listen to that. Me, I'm gonna say this. I told you so. This country has to collapse some way or other. And the only way they're gonna do that is they have these laws like this to divide, but in reality, it's actually helping us at the end. Because if you avoid all this shit, they can't do nothing to you. It's over. Because it takes resources to control people. But resources don't mean shit if you don't have the resources to help you survive. See what I'm saying? It's going to be war torn in the future. It's not happening right now when everybody is in suspense and bullshit, or this platform right here. This is going to be like a 5 to 10 year span for now. These sites will never be existing in the future. I'm saying like that. I'm saying futuristic shit. And if you see something happens to these platforms and they get destroyed by another competition, everybody's going to flock to it. I'm just going to tell you what I don't know. If this platform don't last more than 20, 30, 40 years from now, it's going to be gone. And I'll tell you right now, there's other platforms you can listen to. And I've been saying it, the internet has changed a lot of people's certain lives, but it depends on how long you've been here. So people are moving in a different direction. And I get it. But this is a too big to fail type content. So if Google does survive, it'd be interesting if it did, because now they're going to have to market it. The ad stuff needs to stop. They got shitty ads everywhere, and it's getting worse and worse. And someone buys that out. If they ban advertisement, this site will go. That's the only way you can get rid of it. You get rid of advertising on these two platforms, I don't see anybody buying their shit ever again. And it's going to get to a point people are fed up. See, you have to understand, Telegram is beating the message boards. These other platforms are beating a lot of boards. What are you doing? So yeah, the Black Hokage highlights, man. Like, there's some things I agree with what he said about casuals and all that. But if he's talking about video games specific that genre, the people that love their games, and people talk about they always play 2K and what is it say, Madden, Call of Duty, and Call of Duty always sell. He's right about that. But where he's wrong about, a lot of casuals like himself and everybody else play those games, lets you know why you playing the PlayStation. The modern day people that play PlayStation are casuals. Y'all are responsible for that. It's not people that's playing Xbox. I play any console. I play Xbox or XP or Xbox or PlayStation. I have no issue. I'm a PC guy. I like PC games on the low too. But most PC games are trash. I like the classics, but I don't like the modern ones. They're garbage. I would never play certain games on PC ever. And they end up getting going to console anyway. And most consoles are computerized, by the way. Everybody's going digital. They telling you that. These companies don't care. It's a digital service and Wi-Fi. But if we have our own Wi-Fi, like a thing, like a controller with some batteries and plug it into a wall, that's the new Wi-Fi standard. It's a lot faster, not cheaper. See, the reason I'm saying all this, he's talking about tech and gaming and politics and all that. It all goes together who you're financed by. And even in the sports world, if you look at the NBA, it's financed by the same bullshit that you see all the time. It is what it is. So let me step away real quick. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go on mute. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. So, when you look at these things that's going on in the world, like he's talking about games and casuals and stuff like that, I just want to address that because one, everybody that plays certain games like the genres he talked about, the most popular that kids play, and they play 2K, Madden, and all that. Yeah, they have a voice because they're casuals. Casuals are everywhere and everything in life, and they're the worst. And he mentions politics too. Dude, you got to be careful with your audience. They don't want to hear politics. I understand them, but they need to know because if y'all talking about politics, you got to talk about it in the right way with philosophies. You're missing the point. The money is one aspect. Yeah, that's true, but it's bigger than that. It affects everything you do. And see the guys that always talk about group economics, they're the main ones. They're the problem. What group economics to help people? Y'all don't give a damn about schools. Umar Johnson, yeah, it's a play. And Life said he's not under investigation. He probably is. You don't know, but he's a controlled opposition. That's all the hell he is. He's been a con man. And Umar is smart. He lives in Philly. You have to understand he's from Philadelphia. His name is Jermaine Shoemake. It's a fraud. He's been exposed a long time ago. Nobody likes dude like that. I never liked his concepts of let's defend our women. Our women done sold out to the so-called white people. They've been sold out, and that's done by design, by the way. I mean, we love our women. We love our females. I mean, we love our women. That's the ones that make the right decisions, not the ones that the trash, the dogs out here. But it is what it is. But Umar needs to get over it because a lot of them ain't sufficient that you've been dealing with. He's the type of guy I wouldn't even trust around. Why is he acting so foolish? Don't he fucking understand that that stuff don't get you nowhere? The hell's wrong with him? Like, And then you got dudes like this, the casuals I'm talking about. He's the main reason why we don't have shit. And that's why you got guys like, oh boy, in the White House. Now I get it. He probably didn't vote for him. That's cool, but still, but that casual mindset, they listen to what we're saying, what we want. They always ask what we want, right? And they play opposition. They have to play both sides sometimes to appease the certain crowds and say, "Oh, we're just doing to help you out." No, you didn't vote for us. It don't matter if you vote for them or not. They still gonna try to be in your life trying to dictate what you need and what you don't want. So you got to be careful with that. It's a business, he say, right? Well, corporations and defending corporations. He said, I'm a game developer. Well, you're a shit developer. You're not a real developer if you're a game tester. Like, dude, what this guy thing is, and he lives in LA. Out of all places, it's expensive. I disagree. Like, nobody wants to live in LA. LA's washed, bro. Everybody's moving down here, and Lob said they're going back there. No, it's still trash. Y'all got Gavin Newsom. Y'all bums. Y'all not going back the way y'all were. Y'all still broke motherfuckers. Go out there. Just gonna keep it real. But I'm just saying the blue state, yeah, they get money, but you're not a part of that equation. Now, red states, they try to say, you're getting money. No, you're broke if you're in red states. That's a fact. And those so-called white people, they're struggling under Trump shit right now. And Trump did cut off their food stamps, which is not bad, but he's trying to get them off that, but they don't want to make money. So I'm saying they have a mind of a nigga, right? And that's their problem. And that's the damn problem. And I think and America knows that, and the elite, and they don't care nothing about you. Trump don't even care nothing about you like that. I've been saying a long time ago, this is a repeat of 2016 all over again, and 2017 all over again, because you already know the fact is that what Obama tried to do, and it's not good for the people to recognize that most of that stuff they're doing is setting them back a couple of years, and there will never be a prosperous group again. Like I said, so-called white people been done for years. I'm trying to tell people stop bigging them up like they're super people and all that. They ain't shit, bro. What they last done for the last 40, 50 years? Nothing. But bitch and complain about the system, but they ain't gonna do shit about it. That's what these niggas have become in these so-called red pill spaces because they're clowns. They think like the average redneck. That's why I don't fuck with these niggas. I treat them all the same. And that's the damn problem. That's who the people that voted for Trump are casuals. Like I try to tell y'all that. That's why they stupid and now they getting emotional. He said, at least those files, he ain't gonna do that. He's a fraud. Only slow motherfuckers don't understand that he participated in it. That's why Jag don't understand why you want to vote for somebody that ain't shit. I try to tell y'all, fuck dude. Anybody support that dude is crazy. I'm not saying if you do, but but fuck dude. He's not gonna help you. He's no different. I'm not dissing nobody that voted. That's cool, but don't act like he ain't. Y'all act like he's perfect. He's not. He's out of there, bro. I never liked dude. Did I like Obama? No. They're all the same to me. People act like, oh, I didn't vote for the guy. Like, nah, if you did and you have that mindset, you're just as bad as he is. And he don't give a fuck about y'all like that. That's the sad part. And I don't feel sorry for people that voted for him. They get what they get, bro. He don't care nothing about you. And y'all gonna learn that he's always been the same motherfucker since then. And that's usually good, but it's also bad over time. It's called you need innovation. If you don't have innovation, you're not gonna thrive. I don't give a fuck who you is. And I notice this all the time, especially on this platform. I ain't trying to look for innovation for these idiots on here, but guys like that, and yeah, charisma can take you a long way. It can. It depends on who you are. But he only don't have charisma. He's polarizing, and that's why he got people in a chokehold. So it's like you damn if you do, damn if you don't type situations. So when you look at these things, I look at it like this. I don't care who people vote for, to be honest with you. It's just don't complain that he say he was gonna do shit and he did exactly what he did. I just don't care for the dude. I'm glad I didn't vote for his ass. I voted for somebody else. And I talk about voting. I talk about it. Some of it's important. If you want changes, look at them. And but people voted for food that don't care nothing about it. They just want to get a beating again. They haven't learned, and it repeats itself. And I understand people why they want to vote for him. He's a lesser evil. No, he's not. He's way worse. And that list is holding him hostage. That's why he can get ousted any day, and people are tired of him. His own people don't even like him like that. Y'all delusional. See, I don't know white folks like I do, so-called white people, because they have a different mindset when we do. That's why they're delusional. I don't treat them as our equal because we're not equal to them. Physicality wise, no. And that's just what it is, man. Like people gonna vote who the hell they gonna vote for. And I understand that. But what I learned about these casuals like him is like, dude, you perpetuate the same problem. All they care about is money. That's why corporate people probably voted Trump on the low because they want them cuts. Good health care, which health care doesn't mean much to nobody no more. And I get it. You know, most people don't care for health care and they still don't. I mean, I do to a certain extent, but sometimes I'm just moved on that this culture is going to die the way it's going to go. And the bad health is out there. Yeah, they lying to you. And that's how I look at it. But it's a lot of things going on this month and next month. Everybody's happy about certain things. I'm just like, bring it on. It feels so good. But you know what I mean. But I'm just looking at it like I see why people voted what they voted for, and they get what they get. But don't complain that he's doing something awful. Like you got people voted for him, and they look silly at this point. Like I said, why does that even matter? I say it does matter. Hell, it affects you and us every day because these people can ride any day. White folks are emotional. They take this shit like it's a idol worshiping time. See, y'all gotta understand them from a linear perspective. Their brains can't handle that matter. They have boo boo tendencies. I don't get it either, but it is what it is, man. But when you look at these things, you look at what's going on, and you just like, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. I'm enjoying everything that's going on, but him talking about there's casuals in the world. You one of them, nigga? Because you always talk about 2K, Call of Duty niggas, and everybody else. Them games is mediocre and trash to me personally, but who plays those? But they do sell because and Call of Duty people on Activision they trying to steal people's data, becoming what data brokers, and plus they trying to stop people from playing. Now they said, "Sir, why are you talking about this type of genre?" Well, it affect everybody because they always talk about politics way too much, but they should study the philosophies, what goes on in it. America's not just one nation thinking about capitalism and other fake shit that y'all talk about. No, it has a philosophy that dictates everybody's lives every damn day, and it's called utilitarianism. And it's so powerful. If people can't address it as a basic, no, this thing is a way of life. People make it as a way of life. That's why you see it in certain movies, video games, and It's crazy. We talking about entertainment. It's already affecting the entertainment aspect world. You know, it could be sports or whatever. Now it's affecting everybody's daily lives, and now you got to live with the guilt to say if you voted for that dude or not. You still got to suffer the consequences. What happened uh, in this country? That's why everybody's in turmoil, not just in their minds, but in their spirit. They just people who constantly do bad. That's them. But y'all gotta understand the world is different now. It's not like it was in the 20th century. Y'all got to get away from that. That's that nostalgia be fucking up a lot of people. Just gonna keep it real. Nostalgia fucks up a lot of people, and they do it to discard their own mishaps. That's what I gotta say on that. And the reason I say that nostalgia is the number one cause of people forgetting a lot of shit. So yeah, you got to look at this stuff and take everything a grain of salt. And I take everything a grain of salt because most people they be saying dumb shit all the time. But y'all got to remember, I come from an era where things knew their proper perspective, and it's just on, anticipate nonsense, right? So when you look at the world, especially on the internet, you know, you got to look at this world as what it is, like a grain of salt. You got to take everything non-face value and look at things like that. And when he mentioned about casuals in general, like that's everyday life, you know, yeah. And I just look at it like it affects everything. And people stop participating. And I've noticed this after the pandemic. There's a divide. I would say it all started really in 2023. The divide was there from 21 and 22, but that 2023 divide is real. So I'm looking at it. Oh, talking about DeRozan Jackson is yeah. I was about to talk about that. Yeah, that boy. I saw a couple of videos from Walls Production. I mentioned earlier in the stream, and I mentioned Walls Production broke it down beautifully. It started with a beer can. He shook the man's hand. He paused it. See, they use the term work as are you a worker? Are you a wrestler that works for the circuit, right? Just like anything else. This guy Raja, to me, has a mind of a casual, right? Bad upbringing. His dad, yeah, he's a celebrity, mixed martial art, probably the greatest champions at that period. But he's a fucking clown. He barely raises kids. It's a fuck nigga, basically. And that's why you got these dudes in the kid's shadow. They have issues. And like I said, that's not a bitch move he did. Yes, it is. It was a bitch move what he did because he should have been a mature man. You shake the man's hand. He apologized with the beer smashing the head, and he was just playing with you. It's a gimmick. It's like a wrestling gimmick. And I don't think you don't understand. Wrestling is nothing but choreograph. The C word. I have to use the C word choreograph. It's choreographed shit. Now it's probably on ESPN, but this is a low ring. This ain't WWE. This is a low ring match. And I ain't gonna use the word delete, but I'm gonna use the word he off the dude unconsciously. Now he's facing for a murder charge or some shit. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, he may do some time, bro. And they kicked him out of the arena. He had blood on his shirt and everything. And it's sad. I think he's a broken young man. He's just turned 25, right? And he acted like a little bitch. And let me tell you something. He let the live stream chat goaded him to do that. That's what's so fucked up about it. It's not just him. He let the live chat goaded him into that. That's why I call him, a bitch because of that. He don't listen to the chat, especially if you're live streaming live, doing something constructive outside of. See, this is why I hate live streamers and these clown ass podcasters. These are the type of casuals I hate, and they ruin it for everybody. They'll say all types of bullshit. Talk about this. You got to do this. Yes, I'm talking about the fuck nigga prophet. He does this shit too, and I don't want to be like that. in case y'all didn't notice, I just want to talk about a small cast, report cast, and have my own shit. I don't follow everybody because most people ain't shit. It's just pathetic, bro. See this new reports. Vikings, Twins, and other Minnesota sports teams offer players after a deadly shooting. Annunciation Catholic School. Minnesota Vikings and Minnesota Twins offer prayers to the affected by the deadly shooting at the Catholic school. A gunman, I'll say, I ain't gonna say the K word, I'm gonna say gunman slaughtered at least two children and injured 17 others after an open fire into the windows. This is Yahoo Sports, by the way. And Annunciation Catholic Church in the Minneapolis shooting. But the shooting reportedly occurred during all school mass Wednesday. But the gunman died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Officials said, "Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy." I'm gonna post this on X. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's insanity. That's insanity. And yeah, Roger Jackson, man, he needs some mental help. He need to go to a therapist or see some help, psychoval, get something positive. He did a good job shaking that guy's hand, but he didn't do a good job at facing dude. And he listened to the live chats and went crazy. Was it APTV? Who do you say about Jay Rello? Let me look this clown up. I ain't heard what happened to Jay Rello. American YouTuber. Disturbing video, viral American passport. Oh, I saw this on Instagram. Boy fights with Kenyan woman he paid for. Oh yeah, yeah, he crazy. Yeah, he a simp. He a simp. APTV did that. But it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, she like me. I knew she gonna like my shit. Yeah, Jay Rello is yeah, bro. He crazy. Yeah, that shit wild. He's a passport clown, a simp. Most of my simps, man, like that Kenyan woman. I saw that. I typed his name in the searches, YouTube. It's just crazy. Let's see what's going in the chat room. Yeah, man, it's just crazy. But it's just so crazy, man. Like this guy, I try to tell you what there's a lot of stuff going. Then I got to talk about the Roger shit, man. It goes to show you, man. Like a lot of this stuff, is we're in the hour mark. We in. I'll tell y'all a couple of minutes before I dip. So, like I said, fellas, y'all got to be careful out here. It's a dangerous world. And yes, I'm not tripping off the Democrats. They're not a threat. They're the least threatening people of all time. Like, stop believing that shit. They're not the baddest party in the world. They're probably the least bad. I mean, they second. They ain't the no one bad. It's usually Republicans are no better. I wish people stop saying they're the goodies. They're not. They're way worse than the blue. Republicans don't care. They say it in your face, and that's even disrespectful. Sound like when people play in my face. No, that sounds like you're a shield and you're a casual. No, fuck both of them equally. Nobody's above approach. I don't agree. Oh, no, both of them ain't shit. And Democrats are not worse. At least they apologize to you in your face and after the thought, and then we show them the evidence, and they fold. See, I know the difference. See, you got motherfuckers who want to defend the wrong party that doesn't give a fuck about you. That's even worse. I would not side with a party that don't care about you and it's not your interest. That's why I say fuck them as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like I never fuck with Republicans. No, Republicans ain't shit. Period. They have a bad track record. That's why they about to be obsolete in the future. And Trump is doing a good job destroying that party. And it's not going to be the same afterwards. They don't care about him, and no one likes neither one of them. So stop voting. That means you're broke. Only broke motherfuckers vote red. I've always said that. I always said that to people, and I'm glad people start saying it now. Yeah, you're broke if you live in a red state. And everybody tries to say Georgia's a red state. No, Georgia's a blue state. They pretend to be a red state. There was a red state in the 60s, but way back then they were a blue state. Even afterwards, when they had Barnes and stuff, before they had Sonny Perdue and all them other guys. See, I lived in Georgia for decades, and I can tell you it's changed. You got black folks voting blue that I've never seen before because of opportunities and money. So that's that corporate shit. If I wants to blame two parties don't mean shit. It's non-existent. Republicans is the main party that lies so much, and they got a guy that lies a lot too. That's why people don't like him, and I get it. It's for content, context, and I understand why people love him. And they said, "Sir, why you always diss Trump?" I don't care about him. He is what he is. He chose the party where the money is, but he's not going to help the people. I already know his MO. That's who he is. He did this in New York. He did this everywhere. No one gives a fuck about him. He's a joke. He's actually a joke of a president around the world. No one respects him. Even Zelensky laughs in his face. That just shows you America's dead, bro. It ain't what it is no more. It's a dead nation, dead empire on arrival, and it's just not completely going to the ground yet. It takes a minute, but people want something different. Like I said, they're gonna vote blue again. Most people will, because if they voted the other way, and we see this all the time. That's why elections are so fake, and some people are just phony. They're frauds. You're gonna vote the other way anyway. Y'all are not real Republicans. The only reason y'all Republican because of him, and that's a fact. And I know for a fact that most of y'all fake about voting. Y'all not about that life. So I vote for my interests too, but I don't just vote for anything. You know what I'm saying? People don't know shit about politics. They just run their mouth saying they know something, but they really don't study utilitarianism. That's the number one cause of the political sphere as we speak. And it's the number one cause of people's thinking power, and they think everything's supposed to be all right. Sad narcissism ain't gonna get you nowhere, get you knocked your head off. Y'all gotta stop being clowns, bro. Deal with reality. That most people just don't fuck with you like that. Y'all gotta look at things like that. He got me. Good shot. Little pump. I don't see what he did. Yeah, that ain't gonna stop me. That ain't gonna stop me. Yeah, there you go. You got me on one hit. Scared nice. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Yeah, they try to say that Cyberpunk 2077 is a good game. Excuse me, I slightly stuttered a little bit. Excuse me for that. I'm not a stutterer. I'm just getting my words together. But I saw some cool highlights on that game too. But I'm stuck with Far Cry 6 right now with that Latino, what's her name, Danny. I played the male version of Danny, but the female version is better suited for voice acting. I'm not gonna lie. And I think Ubisoft is trying to go that route. Before I got on the stream, I had to turn that shit off. I said, man, I don't need that shit. At least I'm playing games that have the arena shooter. But that new game I'm playing, what's it called? The Verse Berserker Kazan. That's a hell of a game. That's a brain teaser. You have to really adjust on the fly on that game. And they try to say this is a Souls-like game, which is not. It's another hack and slash game that you can't even weapon switch, but you gotta rely on your skill tree and your skills to be good. That's a great thing about that game too. It's a cool game. I like it. It has promise. It has promise. Damn sure got promise. And I was busy playing that for an hour. Now I had to play it in segments, but I play it later on, probably around nighttime. But it's a great game too. A lot to learn too. I play the rest of it probably tomorrow morning and just do that. But I had to turn Far Cry 6 off because I'm at the part with the new game plus. I done beat the game. He deal with this Montero family, but that game had politics. But the next Far Cry game, they're gonna say they're gonna add politics into it. What did I tell you? Like I said, why they putting politics in games? And he's talking about you casuals are responsible for this, man. They ain't changed. I know GTA 6, everybody's waiting for what next year? Might get a game out of it. Hey, that's never know. That's a whole nother story on that. That's a whole nother story on that. But yeah, he does. He does. He does. He said that in an interview. I got that from Alvin Preach. Yeah, he does. He does. And that's not a good thing. And he's got two full black kids too. So I don't fuck with him. I treat my kids equal. They both black in it today, even if they have they're your kids. But he's a clown. That's why I don't fuck with him. He's a great athlete and everything, but he's a clown. And he's on the internet a lot, so he's a fucking moron. You see what I'm saying? And his kids constantly following that. That's why his kid crashed out the way he did in that wrestling ring. He didn't just hurt the guy that hurt him. That was his father. That's a father issue. And a combination of, he needs a little therapy and that's it. For himself and just if I was him, I'd leave the country. If they give him a second chance, I'll leave the country. I'll go somewhere that you're loved and welcomed. But Europe's not the place. Africa's not the place. Go somewhere be somewhere in the desert. Not an Arab desert, but a real desert. Close to India somewhere or in the Himalayas. I'd go somewhere out there. You'd be all right. Not no China, no Japan. No, go somewhere in the other Asian countries like Nepal and all that. Go to places that you're welcome and learn the culture and get your discipline, get your mind right. You'll be all right. If he's a martial artist, he'll go over there. Japan's not it. Their economy is bad. But if you can adjust their economy, you bought that money, okay, Japan is it. That's what people that got established shit that live over there. I ain't trying to live in Japan. I would love to visit. See the culture, and that's it. But I would never live there. If someone invite me over there, I'll make arrangements, pass with all that, but I will never live over there ever because of what's going on over there. All right, shouts out to APTV, 13 Keys himself. Salute to him. Appreciate you coming by, Degenerate, and the people that Skywatch. So shouts out to y'all that subscribe lately. That's cool. Appreciate y'all. I always talk about these things. I always talk about current events. And yes, we talk about fools like the Black Hokage highlights, his type, him, these casuals. Like he likes to talk about, but he's a casual. Him damn stuff. He never showed no games and highlights. I don't even watch his channel like that, but I'm gonna be honest. I watch some of his politic reviews and highlights. That's the only channel I probably watch. It's in my feed, and I just keep watching. But this dude's a clown, bro. Like you're no different than these guys. He's a these 2K nigga, and he was part of that community, man. Stop it. They kill me, bro. They kill me. So with that, until next time, I'm signing off, and I'll see y'all the Wednesday after next. Not the next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after next. So that shalom to the people of Israel. Until next time.